Hi, this is Mary Ellen with Portraits of Me, and today I am coming to you with my middle grade March wrap-up. The first set of books I want to share with you are these two books right here. The Boy on the Wooden Box which was the physical book that I read. And then Wen Ting Ting was the audio that I picked for books that were set in a different country than where I'm from. So let me share with you about the first book for this category. It is The Boy on the Wooden Box, and this one takes you through the story of this main character. His name is, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's Leib, L-E-I-B. I don't know how to say that, but he changes it to Leon, so I'm going to refer to him as Leon. It's about his journey, and it says how the impossible became possible on Schindler's List. So this is the story of how he survived the Nazi occupation of his country and how Schindler helped him and his family through those awful years. And this was a really good book. It was very inspiring when you read it. It was just the right amount of information and length to keep you engrossed in the story. I think it's the perfect amount for a younger audience as well, and I think they will really relate to the main character and his story of the things that happened to him, because it's told through his eyes at that age. And I think that this is a really good book about World War II, and if you have any kids who are interested in that era, I do recommend this book. It was well told. It didn't go in too much detail, but you can still grasp the horrific events that happened during World War II for the Jewish people. And there's also pictures in the back, which I always enjoy because it brings those characters more to life when you see them and you can read about the events that happened to them. So I would highly recommend this. The only thing I noticed, and I don't know if it's an error or not, but in the book it mentions their number, and it talked about how their numbers, how Schindler numbered them, and he mentioned different numbers than what was on this actual list that he printed in the book, which I thought was interesting. Because in the book, they're listed as 288, 289, and 290. But I think in the book, he said 286, 287, and 288. Or something like that. It was kind of off by a number. But I thought it was interesting because after I read the book, I looked at the list and found them. And I was like, hey, the numbers aren't corresponding correctly. So I don't know what that's about. But it's a good story, and I really did enjoy it. Just wanted to share that little bit with you. Maybe you can enlighten me if I read it wrong or misunderstood or something. Okay. And so the next book I read that was done in a different country was this one right here. It is Wen Ting Ting, and this is the book that I read along with the audio. And the audio was so much fun. I love the narrator, which I can't remember his name, but I'll put it here. He did a really good job with bringing this little cat to life, and the story was really, really fun. I was actually intrigued by the story of this cat, because what this story is about, it's this cat who comes across this barn full of animals and decides to stay there and make his home there. So he introduces himself to all the different animals, and he's accepted by them, and he starts to tell his story of his ancestry. And it's such a cute story. So you have like those two timelines. You have the current timeline about the cat and the barn animals, but then you also have the cat telling his history, his ancestry to the barn animals. So you're hearing about that as well. So cute. I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad I put this on my TBR. But you guys, that's it for my middle grade March wrap up. If you participated in middle grade March, please let me know, and let me know what books you read. I would love to start a conversation with you in the comment box below. If you did enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up. I would greatly appreciate that. And consider subscribing to my channel if you're not subscribed already and are interested in learning more about books and the books that I read. And as always, you guys have a great morning, day, evening, or night, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!